This is 7-4, factoring a trinomial where a is not equal to 1. Remember that a polynomial goes ax squared plus bx plus c. And so we're going to work with a and c right now, which in this case is 2 and 12. So you're going to multiply, since a is not equal to 1, we're going to multiply a times c. That's step 1, ac. We get 24. Then we want two factors that multiply to 24 that add to 11. That would be step 2. Two factors that multiply to C and add to B. So my factors are 8 and 3, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the B now to be 8x plus 3x. Those add to 11x. Now I have 4 terms, so I'm going to rewrite my 4 terms. 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. So A and C remain the same. We just split that B into 2 parts, to 2 terms. And now we can factor by grouping. So we group up 2 terms. And from 2x squared plus 8x, the GCF would be 2x, so I could take those out, and I'm left with x plus 4. For the next 2 terms, we take out a 3 as the GCF, and we're left with x plus 4. So then I write down the leftovers, the 2x and the 3 go into one group, multiplied by the other binomial, x plus 4. And I can check my work with FOIL. So in order to check, we would do first 2x times x, which is 2x squared. Multiply the coefficients, keep the base, add the exponents. Outer, 2x times 4 is 8x. Inner is 3x. And last is 12. And then we combine like terms, which is where we split before. 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. So we have to be correct with our answer. Here's another one. If you're already ready to try it, you can pause the video and try it and hit play when you're ready to see the work and the answer. If not, you can just follow along with me right now. So step 1, multiply A times C. A times C is 36. We need 2 factors that multiply to C and add to B. So multiply to 36 and add to 13. That would be 9 and 4. So we're going to split this 13x into 9x and plus 4x. Rewrite your 4 terms. 3x squared plus 9x plus 4x plus 12. And since I have 4 terms now, I can do factor by grouping. So in the first group, I'm removing a 3x as the GCF, and I have x plus 3 left. In the second group, I can remove 4 as the GCF, and I have x plus 3 left. So I take the leftovers, the 3x and the 4, and that's one group, multiplied by the other binomial x plus 3. And if I want to check my work, I'll use FOIL. And so if I use FOIL, I'll end up with 3x squared plus outer 9x plus inner 4x plus last 12, combine like terms. So 3x squared plus 13x plus 12. Which was the original problem, so my answer is correct. In this problem, A is negative, so it may be a little more tricky for some people, but it's the same idea again. We're going to multiply A times C, which is positive 14. We need 2 numbers that multiply to 14 that add to negative 15. Since they have to add to a negative, I know I'm going to need 2 negative numbers, so negative 14 and negative 1. So I'm going to split my B into negative 14x minus 1x. Rewrite my 4 terms. Negative 2x squared minus 14x minus 1x minus 7. Factor by grouping. Keep that negative 1x together, so it's really like we're adding these groups in here. That negative 1x, the negative 1 stays negative. All right, and factor by grouping, so we take out a negative 2x. We end up with x plus 7. In the next group, we could take out a -1, and we end up with x plus 7. So I write my leftovers, -2x minus 1, and then the x plus 7 I got for both. And again, we could check with FOIL, since we're multiplying two binomials. We have -2x squared minus 14x minus 1x minus 7. Combine like terms, we get -2x squared minus 15x minus 7. I hope by this point you realize that what you have when you factor by grouping has to be the same. The result has to be the same. And that's how we get our second binomial. So the final answer here is -2x minus 1 times x plus 7. Here's one that you can try on your own if you're ready. So pause the video if you are ready for that. If not, you can follow along with me. I'm going to go through the problem now. So -3 times -10, a times c is step 1. I get 30. I need two numbers that multiply to 30 that add to -17. Okay, so I got -15 and -2, so I'm going to split my b into -15x and -2x. And so I rewrite my four terms, -3x squared minus 17x minus 2x minus 10. So that -2x is the problem, but if we just group that and put a plus in between, then we're fine. Okay, now I'm taking, oops, I wrote down the wrong number here, sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to factor by grouping, so I can take out a -3x, and I'm left with x plus 5. In the next group, I can take out a -2, and I'm left with x plus 5. So my leftovers, that my GCFs go 1, -3x minus 2, and x plus 5. And again, we can check with FOIL.